Hey guys, it's Tech Guy 276 with another episode of MC Finchy on the mic.
Hello.
He's not eating Greg's sausage rolls today.
But I have had some.
He's had some.
I have had some.
My friends are gonna think you're a weirdo.
Your friends?
My friends are gonna think you're a weirdo because you're always eating Greg's sausage rolls on my podcast or whatever.
I'm contributing to the Greg's economy. Thank you very much. See that I'm keeping Greg's from the administrators. I mean, look at HMV. If only they had my custom.
Oh yeah, just 4,000 jobs at risk. We actually talked about this on our radio show yesterday, and I talked about it last night. I did a podcast walking home, and I talked about like HMV going into administration. And
well, it could be saved though. And, that's the thing. It's not dead set. Chances are it's going to go, but there is. It's not 51% chance. It's 51% chance it's going to go, and 49% is going to be saved.
Yeah.
So. Touch and go really. I think it could be because there is a lot of potential with it and a lot of people do use it. It's just the product is very expensive.
It's been running since 1921.
Yeah, and he's been watching QI and all that crap.
No, it was on the news this morning. It was on the news yesterday morning, and this morning, what's it all about? Horse meat and pig DNA and everything in morrisons. Yeah, I know.
And he actually ate a pork pie today, and I tried to notify him of the horse infection, but he wouldn't.
It was just like, be read. Yeah. If you live your life in fear though, if you live a life like, oh my god, like something's happened in the paper, you're never going to get anywhere, are you?
Books for the papers.
Yeah, Steve might come in. Steve is our technical advisor.
And tell her off.
Yeah, yeah, last night I recorded a podcast coming home about our radio show, but...
What, like the app behind the scenes, backstage?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that would be good.
But that could only be uploaded like next week, where this podcast will be uploaded on Thursday.
So don't tell them what we're going to talk about, or what you're talking about. You kind of give the entire
it's late though. I've got many podcasts on my computer that I need to upload them straight away, or else when I eventually upload them, if I upload them, nobody will be searching them anymore. All the information that they've gathered from everywhere, like Techno Buffalo and iDownload blog, they would have already been notified about it. So I need to get them out quickly.
Can you only upload a certain number a day, or is it the actual?
I can upload every day. I can upload like 5 videos a day, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to saturate. I know I need to get them out there, but I'm not going to saturate it.
Yeah. You could start or use them at some point, or reuse ones you've got. But I'd edit them together and jumble some in.
I'd just rather keep them separate, if you know.
Yeah, keep them separate.
Because I talk about different subjects.
Yeah, I hope he's not talking about his racist beliefs here.
Nope.
Keep them separate.
Yeah, Blackberry 10.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen. It's deliberately sitting to the side so I can fully see it.
Yeah, you might have not seen it, but a couple of months ago, Blackberry announced that they weren't going to support full QWERTY keyboard phones.
I heard of it. I think I saw that. You showed it me, or it was on some website. I think
I might have showed it because I was like, well, most of the Blackberry phones out there, I've actually got full QWERTY keyboards. Not many of them have, like the Blackberry Bold that has a slide up. Yeah. It has a touch screen and a full QWERTY keyboard, a slide up QWERTY keyboard, like the pre-free, which I had 6 months ago. And now they've gone back on it because a lot of people have.
What a lot of people are accustomed to. They know that people who buy the Blackberries already own one, so it's like they don't want to really have the market.
I know, and a lot of people have switched Blackberries. They've gone from the full QWERTY keyboard phones to the touchscreen ones.
Well, and they probably regret bringing it back. I don't know, because it shows they're not moving on. You know what I mean? If they're going to go back on everything they did, I mean, if Apple did it, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be here. If they kept going back on everything, upgrade or whatever, they'd never move on.
I know. Well, that's the problem now. They're suffering. Well, I don't know if this is a word or anything, but innovator's dilemma, or innovative's dilemma, and I think that's they've revolutionised that many products.
Block and all that, yeah.
What?
It's that battered block and
yeah. they've revolutionised that many products that they don't have to do. They don't know to go. Yeah, and Tim Cook's just there like, right, how can I lead the legion from Steve Jobs? He's fired a lot of people from Apple. Steve Forstall, the designer behind iOS, he designed a lot of things, like the way it's structured. If it wasn't for one of his colleagues, we could have actually seen, you know, the iPod, like how you have to scroll through and go like that, like do a counterclockwise and clockwise motion with the keypad. That was actually one of the prototypes for the iPhone. And then Steve Jobs just came in and said, no, screw it, we're having a full touch screen, and you design the iOS. And this person said, alright, we've got the MacBook, why can't we put that software onto a phone? And they did it, and it works perfectly. Because that was actually one of the concepts. You know, when Steve Jobs actually announced the iPhone, that body that I used to know.
You'll probably see Steve singing along.
That was one of the prototypes. They made it as a joke, but that was actually one of the prototypes. It was just it was like the iPod's thingy, the counterclockwise and the clockwise motion, but with numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Like a clock.
Yeah. So, I know it'd be stupid, and I think you had to go round once. It was one of the prototypes that they were testing, and you had to go around once and then stop.
So is that with the old-fashioned phone?
Yeah.
And do it again.
But you could go like that and type in one and then one again.
It's waving his finger, you just so
you'd have to go round to number 2, and if you wanted 9, you'd have to go.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't have to start at 1. You'd just be able to start from. If you wanted 10, you could start from 8 and then go to 10 and then pull your finger off. That would enable 10. No, well, 0. Sorry.
What made them change though? I mean, obviously it was a prototype, but
it wasn't very fashionable, and they wanted to change it to phones of today.
That's alright.
Because as Steve Jobs, he doesn't like buttons, does he?
Well,
he doesn't.
Not anymore. He does.
No, the hipsters now love him now that he's underground.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to add?
Oh no.
HMV.
I hope it saved personally. I remember when HMV first came to Wigan. I went into Grand Arcade. We've got a HMV.
How do you remember that?
It was only a couple of years ago when the Grand Arcade came.
I thought they had one before.
Oh no. The first time when the Grand Arcade opened, that was the first time we had a HMV in Wigan.
Was it?
Yeah. And I remember thinking, wow, we've got a HMV, because I know Manchester and London have got it, the big ones, and I thought this is going to be big. And from what I've seen, HMV does take Wigan anyway, it takes a lot of money. Someone's always buying something when they're there.
I know.
I mean, look at Christmas, look how packed it was.
Yeah, I know, but that was Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
And as everyone said, in the news, and every person that's commented on the HMV articles, it's a great way for presents.
Yeah.
It's a great place for presents.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, if you got a gift voucher, I apologise for it on their behalf.
You actually tweeted yesterday saying, "Thank God I didn't buy a gift voucher."
Thank God I didn't. There was actually debate in my house what to get me, and I know the HMV voucher cropped up. I can tell you that.
Say the day before they went into administration, could you still use that voucher?
Yeah, the day before, but not now, because they're not actually worth any money.
I know.
Even though you've paid, they've already got your money.
Yeah.
So legally, you could say, well, I've paid for it, this is a product and I want to trade it in. But they're saying to just give, basically they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they'd have to give away the products and I don't know. They'll probably have a massive sale to sell it all off. Or they'll probably sell it to the suppliers, like the firms, cheap.
I think...
But in fairness, HMV was always dear to begin with. It was always very dear.
Yeah. Well, the problem is lately, online sales are much cheaper than high street sales. I mean the price. It's much cheaper to buy it online than it is. You can get a DVD for £3 on the internet, from the HMV website. But you go to the high street and you see it in person. You get it the day, and it costs well, £3 more or £5 more or £8 more. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I tried to buy Some of Us Do Have Them, and it was £18.
I know, I was with you both times.
More times than that.
Actually, yeah.
And I bought it on Play.com for £15. £6 I saved because I bought two. I think somebody will bail them out.
That's what.
Didn't they sell Waterstones?
They own Waterstones. The same company that owns HMV owns Waterstones.
But
not being.
I thought they split apart.
No, they're the same. They tried to separate the business into.
One from books and then one from.
Yeah, because even though they're two separate companies anyway, they're both taxed and all that. It's owned by the same company. Because the problem with these big organisations, they're held in different share companies.
Shareholders.
Yeah, well, they're shareholders, but what they do is, let's say me and you own 3 businesses.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
But instead of dealing with 3 businesses tax-wise, we put those 3 businesses under one business.
So we'd have to pay less tax.
Well, there's that, but also organisation and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would just be one business, but it's actually 3 separate companies.
Oh, so like the way that when Game Station was around, you'd have Game used to own Game Station, and it used to.
Yeah, that was so they'd all belong to a parent company. It's like Google's a good example. Like when they own YouTube and all them.
But they bought them out.
Like when Facebook bought Instagram.
Yeah.
That Instagram is still a separate company in itself.
Yeah.
And Facebook now owns it, but they brought Instagram into its big company by the name. Normally they tend to give it just a name. It's just a name, these parent companies, but it's just a way of getting around tax. That's all it is.
Alright. Well, Microsoft now owns Skype.
Well,
and Skype's sorry to go like off on a tangent, but Microsoft own a part of Skype, and Skype is a part of Facebook. So technically, Microsoft own like 10% of Skype, Facebook. Sorry to go on off on a tangent.
Well, this is where these businesses try and find advantages over each other. By buying them all up, they can find ways and niggles, and this is what it is. I mean, look at Microsoft. They probably spent quite a long time.
You're still banging on the table.
Yeah. You can listen. We'll swiggle me mouse.
You can wiggle something else if you want.
It's getting erratic. I thought this is going on late.
Late? It's YouTube. Anybody can watch it whenever they want. Do you want to handle my floppy disk drive?
Yeah, it's floppy. It's horrible. It's too small and it's redundant. They don't use them anymore.
What?
Yeah, you're floppy.
I've not used mine in ages.
There you go.
I've got loads in my room.
There you go.
Sometimes with data on it, and sometimes in tissues.
You're listening.
I just wrap the floppy disk drives into tissues and I just put them in the bin.
Yeah.
No, this is awkward.
Yeah,
Carry on.
He's the one who talked dirty.
Carry on, Anthony.
What was I saying? Yeah, they do try and find. They spend a long time buying companies out. It's like what banks do. Banks are big examples about how you do.
RBS bought Game.
Look at that. And then RBS is actually owned by the government. Well, 60% is owned by the government, or 80%.
Yeah.
It's that, so I think this is the problem that a lot of people don't realise. That if you look at the big picture, it's very complicated about who owns what, and
it's very good.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way. I knew that HMV.
It's because they try and find advantage over like lawsuits, and because a lot of companies it's like a couple of weeks ago you told me about they were kept in business by Apple's suing Apple or Google or one of them.
Kodak. Kodak are still in business because Kodak sued Apple over for camera captioning patents.
Yeah, and in theory, because they've already sued them, another lawsuit will be equally successful because they've already been sued.
Yeah.
So unless Apple stop what they've done immediately and recall everything, they can't get sued. But if they still got stuff out, they can still sue.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies do see it as a revenue stream. It's like the individual person. If I kept falling down the college stairs over and over and over and over again, and I keep getting paid over and over each time, that's a revenue stream.
Yeah.
So if actually yesterday, going slightly off tangent, his word, I was watching Only Fools and Horses, and there's one episode. This was the very first series when Uncle Albert first came into it, because Grandad died.
Yeah.
and he kept and he fell down a hole in the nag's head, and he sued him. Oh, he's pretending his injuries, and it turns out he'd done it so many times all over the country, falling down a hole in pubs. It was so funny seeing Dell's face because he's in court and he's got his hand on the Bible saying, and his hand's still there throughout the entire scene when the solicitor said, "Oh, are you aware your Uncle Albert has fallen in pubs such as blah 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 in Manchester and blah blah blah." It's really funny, but going on seriously, people do it's like benefits and claiming and suing. Everything's so complicated. There's nothing simple anywhere, especially in the business world. What have you done to your arm as well?
No, nothing. Oh, I've just been leaning on it.
It looks like you've got a scare.
No.
I've got a scare.
No, it's fine. It's just been leaning on it.
I'll think. I'm showing me a scare now.
I'll think on that note, I think I'll end it for today. Thanks for listening, and this has been Anthony Finch.
Bye bye.
And Tech Guy 276.
You're not going to say, there you go.